Imagine this. You record this great podcast. You put in all this work, all this effort, and you go to gloat in your achievements right before bed, and it dawns on you that none of the recordings from your 1 hour show recorded, and you have a video due tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. What do you do? What do you do? You're a true podcaster? You do nothing. You go back to sleep. But don't be stupid. Welcome to another episode that I've done twice now, part of the redo cycle of the Identity Booth, and my name is Hero, and you are, as always, a great valued viewer, and I greatly appreciate you guys joining me here in the booth late at night. I gotta work tomorrow, so I'll be up late anyway, but thank you guys for joining me. Like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys been doing your thing. I appreciate it. Keep helping me out. It means a lot. I am going to be talking about the Amber Guyger trial. And if you don't know, let's just do a quick recap. Amber Guyger is a Dallas police officer who Amber Guyger is the Dallas police officer that wandered into John's apartment and shot him twice in the chest after assuming that was her apartment. And today was the start of the trial. And a lot of facts came out that helped kind of clear the air and put a lot of things to rest, like the rumors about her and Guyger, her and John dating. That was laid to rest. They never knew each other. Or that she had filed multiple complaints against this individual. Something that was made inherently clear about this trial from the get-go is that, I've seen police officers and cliques and unions, ride for their officers. This isn't one of those situations. It doesn't look like. There are a lot of the red flags that are going off in my mind that let me know certain things, certain nuances, but the character witnesses and the opening statements kind of said a lot about what this case is going to be. And what the defense is, what Amber's the case she's trying to make and her lawyers are trying to make is that this was self-defense. Can you imagine the balls? The fucking balls on that? That's fucking crazy. For you to walk into someone else's house and say, I thought this was my house, and therefore when you walked up to me in your house that I thought was my house, I attacked you, so you are wrong. The balls on this lady, on this defense. This is why I probably could never be a lawyer, because I don't know if I could bring myself to such lows. For you to be able to lie so willingly. No shame? Have you no shame? Apparently not. But moving forward, or trying to move forward to the best of your ability, like, you have to really sit here and ask yourself, how like the defense's opening statements were talking about how she walked into her apartment. That's bullshit. Like, I hated that they couldn't object in that moment, because it's like, that's not her apartment. That is literally white privilege. I own this apartment. So even if it isn't mine, I thought it was mine, so therefore it makes me mine. The balls on those people. She lives on the 3rd floor, I believe, and she parked on the 4th floor. And it's important that you remember the sequences of events that happened prior to her shooting John. Normally she parks on a certain floor. Either floor she parks on, the 4th floor has no top, no ceiling. It's just the sky. So if she was used to parking on the roof and seeing the sky, she was claiming to be so fatigued, so tired, that she couldn't tell the difference between the sky and a ceiling. That sounds like drugs. And you'll be fair to note, they didn't arrest and charge her till 3 days later. So if she was drunk, if there was anything in her system lingering, it would have been taken out. But these are just speculations. The exit sign and number and floor is to the top of the door on the left. She's 5'3". Her defense attorney said that she's short, she can't see, but she didn't see John's mat. She's closer to the earth. Why didn't she look down? It's just the balls of this defense. But we carry on. They were quick to find out Sean was on drugs. Sean used drugs. What drugs? Weed. He smoked a little weed. Go fuck yourself. No one cares about weed anymore. That's not enough. Oh, he had prescription drugs. Yeah, he just had his wisdom teeth pulled. And he didn't like the fact that he had Adderall and stuff like that. Well, yeah, that's why he was using the weed. He didn't like the way Adderall made him feel. Natural works better. They were so quick to paint this guy as a bad guy, when all he's done is literally love the Lord and his family. That's it. What did he do to deserve this? Literally living his life, and he was punished for it. So we now know the chain of events that led up to the event, and basically what happened after she shot him. I'm assuming John was waiting on someone. That someone wasn't Amber. And as he walks to the door to try and figure out who is entering his house, his apartment, his home, he is gunned down in less than 30 seconds. How long? There's a scent that every house will have if you have a dog. She had a dog. You know what your house smells like. You know what your house looks like. That's just crazy to me. And there's testimony that dictates otherwise. But no one's ever made the mistake of shooting somebody until now. And it just screams out about that police brutality, that shoot first, ask questions later mentality that they have. That they are trained to have. Oh, get home to your people first. It's a lot easier to defend yourself against a dead person. That is a thing they say. It's not for fun. It's not for shits and giggles. There's a reason behind it. So lo and behold, we have the situation now where she shot him twice in the chest. Boom, boom. What's the first thing you think she would do? The very first thing you think she should do? Call the police, right? How long do you think that should take? Okay, you have your initial shock. I'll give you 30 seconds to get over the shock that you killed somebody. Another 30 seconds to be like, I'm not in my own apartment. Now you got 2 minutes and some change. That's a minute gone. So now you got some time, right? To do what? Render first aid to this innocent bystander? This innocent man you have just murdered? No, that wasn't what she did first. What did she do? We found out. It took her 3 minutes and 42 seconds to call for help. And while she was calling for help, instead of doing chest compressions or trying to stop the bleeding, what did she do? She called her Netflix and chill. Rivera, an older gentleman who was giving her the D, who also works in her patrol. That's who she called. That's who she texted. Instead of caring about her actions, the balls, guys, she's guilty of more than just murder. She's guilty of being inhumane. To be so caught up in her feelings that she didn't even want to acknowledge that she killed somebody. And to acknowledge them, not to call for help, to try and save them. She was still worried about herself even after she acknowledged she killed somebody. Her exact words, I fucked up. And now you're saying, okay, but Hero, we already, we know this. We saw the trial. We saw but she was getting ready to go home. She had worked a long day. You know who else works long days? Nurses. You know who else works a long day? I do. 14 hours. Not easy, but it's not too hard. I'm 31. She's 31. Do you not have the stamina? Maybe you shouldn't be an officer. She was able to talk on the phone and send pictures of her pussy via Snapchat and do that all prior to becoming too tired at home. She was sending and sexting messages to Officer Rivera in hopes of getting the D. But when he goes up on the stand, Blink 182, as I like to call him, Blink 182, that was a good one. He goes up on stand and he says, no, we weren't going to have sex. Your marriage is over, bro. Quit hiding. Your wife has already left you eating Lunchables from now on. Go fuck yourself. You gonna do Netflixing Bible study? You don't got a lot to kick it. And how bad is her sex that my man's is out here giving her up? Like, nah, I'm not going down for this. Amber, your sex is bad. You ladies, give head. You hear me, ladies? If your sex is bad, you got to give good head. That's the rule. Guys too. So he doesn't cover for her, and her sergeant throws her under the bus. Not necessarily, but he talks about the rules and regulations for how to deal with these situations. And that you're always an officer. You don't get off days when you're an officer. Why did she think that pulling her weapon and firing at somebody was wrong? Like, there's so many things wrong with this, but like, this case is just going to be this case. We can move on and talk about things that we can control for right now. And one of those things we can control for right now is the juror. The defense tried to get this moved out of Dallas County, claiming that it would be a distraction because nobody knows. No, the judge ain't going. And kudos to the judge. Tammy Kemp, she don't play. That's a household where gospel music is played on Sunday as everyone cleans up and does chores, even the father. And you best believe he's going to be rushing you because he wants to see the game at 12. She don't play. The defense tried 2 slick times to get this thing thrown out. A judge that did the preliminary hearings did an interview on Fox News, and they brought that up to the attention. She heard it. She said no. She scolded him. But they're doing their best because their defense is trash. Self-defense. For you to say that you want to defend yourself against somebody, you have to first be able to acknowledge you are in danger. If you did not know where you were, how can you say that you know you're in danger? Could you consider yourself if your job is to be a firefighter and we need you to go into a fire and go save someone and you say no, you are held responsible. Like, I don't get this concept. Like, I don't understand how this has to be an open and shut case. But let's talk about some of the ways this case might not go in our favor and the consequences for them not going in our favor. Hear this. There are 6 black people, 4 Hispanic, and 2 white people on that jury. This has the potential to be a hung jury because, we remember what happened a few years back when Xavier took out 9 officers and why that happened. Dallas is priming itself for a meltdown if they do not handle this case accordingly. If she does not serve an appropriate punishment for her crimes, there's a good chance that Dallas will burn to the ground. Because this is being played on a national scale. If you allow this to happen, you are basically saying that to everyone, not just black people, not just brown people, everyone. If you are the connect, if you wear a badge, you are above the law. You can literally use "I was too tired to do my job" as an excuse from there on out. You're setting an evil precedent. And if she walks, for sure, I am putting a curse on Dallas Cowboys right here, right now. You will never see this fucking Super Bowl. Get fucked. But in all seriousness, this is something to really be considered about. She's going to testify because she's going to have to try and explain to us how she was able to do everything she was doing. And it's going to be super interesting. 8 o'clock tomorrow. We're going to keep watching this. We're going to keep seeing what happens. I'm very eager to see how she handles herself on that stand tomorrow, because how do you convince a group of people that you were too tired to know where you were, but you had no problems with didactic skills of texting and asking for the D? You got some explaining to do, Amber. And I hope, for your sake, you fuck up. Because would you burn a city to save yourself? No, I didn't think so. But we out here trying to get the bigger picture. My condolence goes out to John's family and, the judge, Tammy Kemp, man, much respect for you. Like, I'm so happy to see you on that stand. I know people always talking about, the angry black woman. No, you can be an angry black woman. That shit's sexy to real people. That's just real, man. Like, we need a strong person in our corner right now, and she's it. So I support this motion. Excuse the do-rag. Excuse the less enthusiastic reporting on this, because it's the second time I've had to talk about it. But I had to get you guys this information. We'll definitely follow up on this on the future podcast. But let me know what you think. Like, are you guys watching this? I'll be in the Facebook group tomorrow, cracking jokes, making light of situations. But I'll be there getting some deep dive information. A lot of what was said today basically gave us proof that she, one, knew what she was doing, and two, made conscious decisions. Like, she deleted the text messages. She deleted the sexting pictures. You don't do that unless you have guilt. Like, that's guilt. I just hope the jury sees that. And I found it strange that she picked a jury trial over a bench trial, because historically speaking, officers who choose to have a bench trial, which is when you just go in front of the judge, you get off almost like 90% of the time. I think there's only been 5 officers in the history since 1950 who've ever been convicted of a crime, and none of them have been murder. It's always been a juror who's done it. And the juror, I think it's like 13 total. There's only been like 13 total officers who've ever gone to jail, period. And like only 1 for murder. So like, she must have, her defense knows, like they're when you hear about somebody looking for a cheap way to end the case, you know they don't have shit to defend themselves with. Like, your self-defense, that is some balls, man. But hey, let's talk about it in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate you guys joining me in the booth. As always, my name is Hero. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to bed, y'all. I'm so tired. Like, I got my do-rag on. You know I wasn't really bent about doing this, but content warrior, man. Content warrior. Y'all deserve it. Y'all deserve it. Still parched. I'm gonna wake up at like 4 o'clock and pee. Drinking water late. Alright, let's do this.